Okay, I did another one-page writing. The last video I did, I showed a one-page writing that I've been distributing here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that one has a pentagram, a Fraternal Order of Police pentagram on it, and a goat head pentagram side by side, so you can see how they match up real nice. And please take a look at that video, that last video I did, if you haven't seen it. And in this one I was led to talk about the Star of Remphan, that six-pointed star of so-called Israel. This is the way that I roll these things up, but I'll put a little rubber band in the middle of them and leave them at commercial and residential locations, or I'll just hand them to people like this, or I'll hand them to them without the rubber band, without rolled up. So I'm going to set this down, and before I read this, I just want to mention that there's been a lot of people going around speaking evil of Paul. There's one in particular that I've reproved, and after I reprove him for speaking evil of someone else, he cries, "I'm being persecuted." And he knows who I'm talking about. Well, as this information gets processed in people's heads, and it is, these people who go around trashing Paul, these old covenant, dead covenant people, are just going to get more and more scared because they've been lying so bad, and they're going to have more and more spiritual attacks because they're not protected. It's just the way it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start this. Malachi 2:11. Judah hath dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah hath profaned the holiness of the Lord which he loved, and hath married the daughter of a strange god. Yes, indeed, Judah took Shua, the daughter of a Canaanite, and she conceived and bare a son named And Judah took a wife for named Tamar. But was wicked, and the Lord slew him. And in process of time, Judah bedded down Tamar, his dead son's widow. And she conceived and bare a son named Pharez, whose name means breach. You see, Judah pawned off the staff of Judah to Tamar for sex. And that's how his son of a breach was born. So the staff / scepter departed from Judah long enough to pay a prostitute for sex. And Pharez begat Ezram, and Ezram begat Aram, and Aram begat Aminadab, and Aminadab begat Nason, and Nason begat Salmon, and Salmon begat Boaz of Rachab, and Boaz begat Obed of Ruth, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David the king, and David the king begat Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias. And yes, David had sex with Bathsheba, Uriah's wife. And out popped Solomon of that fornication union, who took up the tabernacle of Molech. 1 Kings 11:7. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And Moses, who I don't speak against, warned us of Molech worship in Leviticus 20, verses 1 to 5. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, Whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. And I will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Molech. to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a-whoring after him to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. So as it is written in Acts chapter 7, God gave them up. Acts 7:42 to 51. Then God turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven, as it is written in the book of the prophets. O ye house of Israel, have ye offered to me slain beasts and sacrifices by the space of 40 years in the wilderness? Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch, which is the same as Molech, and the star of your god Remphan, figures which ye made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Our fathers had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness, as he had appointed, speaking unto Moses that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen, which also our fathers that came after brought in with Jesus into the possession of the Gentiles, whom God drave out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David, who found favor before God, and desired to find a tabernacle for the God of Jacob. But Solomon built him an house. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet, Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord, or what is the place of my rest? Hath not my hand made all these things? Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Ghost, as your fathers did, so do ye. So the synagogue of Satan pitched a star of Remphan flag in Judea, land of Judah, in 1948, and called it Israel. But Judah came out of Jacob/Israel, and all of Israel is not shoved up in the land of Judea only. That would be like Jacob crawling up Judah's butt, living inside Judah, and changing Judah's name to Israel. And that Rothschild-developed nation of ethnic cleansing murderers with their Star of Remphan flag is not the remnant. It was the Rothschild Satanists who built the Israeli Supreme Court with an Egyptian-style pyramid in it, and the Knesset, Synagogue of Satan building. So much for those hypocrites who claim a separation of law and religion at their convenience only. So now let's talk about the law that so-called rabbis, which Christ said to be not called, don't understand. Now Moses, in the law, once wrote, what's written in Deuteronomy 31:16, that this people, the children of Israel, would go a-whoring after other gods and break the covenant that God made with them. And he was not lying about it. For Solomon, who all Israel obeyed, went a-whoring and broke covenant. 1 Kings 11:9-11. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, Forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. The book of Exodus describes the old covenant that was broken. Exodus 34, verses 27 and 28. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write thou these words, for after the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with thee and with Israel. And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. Yes, the old covenant was the 10 Commandments that the children of Israel did not keep. causing it to become a dead body of law. Hebrews 7:12. For the priesthood being changed, there is made of necessity a change also of the law. Christ is our high priest. Hebrews 6:20. Whither the forerunner is for us entered, even Jesus made an high priest, forever after the order of Melchizedek. And Christ, being the mediator of the new covenant, brought us 2 new covenant commandments that are different than any of the 10 Moses once delivered. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Matthew 22:40. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So the law changed as it is written, and was therefore not just added to. Christ did not keep their kind of skip 6 days a week Sabbath according to what's written in John chapter 5. And it is evident by the words of Moses in the law that the law would change by the breaking of the old covenant. Acts 3:22 and 23. For Moses truly said unto the fathers, A prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren like unto me. Him shall ye hear in all things whatsoever he shall say unto you. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people. Yes, destroyed. And not one jot or tittle shall pass from what Moses actually wrote till all be fulfilled. It's just that some people don't sing the Song of Moses and the Song of the Lamb like 144,000 do. Witness to others the abomination of the literal son of David, Solomon of Judah. 1 Kings 10:13 and 14. And King Solomon gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desire, whatsoever she asked, beside that which Solomon gave her of his royal bounty. So she turned and went to her own country, she and her servants. Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold. Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Revelation 17:8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Did they tell any of you in Raw Day School that the beast was and is not? I believe they're more concerned with skimming money from charity like common thieves might do. I tell you the truth, the abomination of desolation lies within the desolate, not within Solomon's rebuilt temple. For God does not dwell in temples made with hands, my people. 1 Corinthians 3:17. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. When you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. So what do you see? And then I signed it St. Michael, Power That Be / Minister of God. Because, as I've said so many times before, Paul never sold anyone a separation of church and state. Judgment begins in the house of God.